Chag Sameach, as we're celebrating Simchat Torah, the joy of our Torah, let's take a minute to appreciate and learn more about the history of the 4 Sifrei Torah, the 4 Torah scrolls at Temple Beth Am. A lot of this history has been taught to me by the incredible archive work of Diane Baer and Sis Colin and the history work of Barbara and Howard Droger. We have 4 amazing Torahs. This first Torah in the center here, used by our B'nai Mitzvah students on each Shabbat, was actually given to Temple Beth Am in May of 1956 by Rabbi Raphael Levine of Temple Torah Sinai, as though during our founding, as a way to help us get off the ground. Rabbi Levine also donated our first Sidurim and other ritual objects. In the very beginning, we still use it every single week. 1 year later, in May of 1957, Charles and Lillian Kaplan donated this Torah in honor of their son Robert's bar mitzvah. And this has been seen, often referred to as the first Torah Temple Beth Am, as it was a gift, the first Torah gifted to our community. We're so honored to use this Torah during our festival services. This Torah joined Temple Beth Am in May of 1970, and Professor Al Schreiber carried this by plane from Europe to Seattle. There's quite a history of this Torah. It's often called the Czech Torah or the London Trust Torah, because it comes from the Memorial Torah Scroll Foundation, who saved 1,564 Torahs during the Holocaust from 153 Czech synagogues. Over 1,000 of those Torahs have been distributed, used, and loved around the world in synagogues and community centers. And a number more are still being held, housed, and loved at a museum in West London. This particular scroll, our scroll, comes from the Parka Synagogue in Prague, which is the second oldest surviving synagogue in the city. This particular one was written in 1790. The most recent Torah to join our community was a gift from Mickey and Eileen Maurer, which was donated in 2005, received in 2008, inspired by their adult B'nai Mitzvah. We love this, was affectionately called the Baby Torah. And it's taken extra significance as during this pandemic, the Baby Torah traveled from home to home so we could celebrate Shabbat during the time when we were spread further apart. And now, there's more ritual objects. All the yads and the crowns have all been donated as lovely gifts in our community. The Torah covers these for the high holidays, and those that we use on Shabbat were donated from members of our community in 2016 during our 60th anniversary. When the previous Torah covers have all been saved, so we can honor those and those gifts to our community. And finally, the Parochet, the cover of the Ark itself, was made by Kathy Shayevitz and Pat Palva Court as a beautiful way to help frame our Ark and to celebrate these gorgeous Torah scrolls we have forever. So let's appreciate our Torahs, their history, their current day usage, and the future they help us create as a Jewish people.